G'day, ZiggyD here, and welcome back to my Pillars of Eternity role playthrough. In episode 1, our caravan was ambushed, and winds whipped up by a beerwick destroyed everything and collapsed us inside some sort of foreign tunnels. Exactly what? I don't know. It was an interesting start to the game, that's for sure. So let's explore the tunnels that we've sort of been sealed inside of now and see what lies ahead for us. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. I think it's going to be a lot more fun. Let's continue on. So, what do we have here? Let's sort of look up ahead a little bit. Is there anything in our immediate vicinity? We can sort of take a look at this here. A lower level of the ruins has been blocked off by fallen rubble. So we're on a higher floor at least. We did scrabble up some rocks right as the winds of the beerwick sort of whipped up. I think I'm gonna have us three move up here. So let's, since we've just been joined by Heoden, let's get to know him a little bit. He seems to be a rogue. He's dual-wielding daggers, and one of his abilities is Blinding Strike, which I know that to be of the roguish variety. So we can presume that he is pretty effective when it comes to stealth, and we could potentially be using him to sort of sneak around. Let's have a look here. He's got sort of a ranking of 1 in stealth, which is actually not as good as our own. I've done quite a bit of creeping around in my adventures. You know, I've joined up with groups of various types and reputes. Some of them simple traders, some of them mercenaries, and others, you know, maybe did a little bit more sneaky than others. So I've got a bit of practice there. So maybe we'll do the scouting ourselves then.
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
So what exactly happened out there? Kalisha shakes her head. Windstorm. Of a kind they only get in the eye, Glenfath. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. That Glenfathan said the word beerwick. To them is the gods' way of reaping souls of the land that couldn't find their own way out, but they'll take a living soul as soon as a dead one. Still got yours? She's a bit sassy. So we already know who attacked us. Everyone else in our caravan is dead. She doesn't, you know, she seems still somewhat jovial. Kalisha looks you in the eye, a volatile current running beneath her voice. Maybe you just don't know me well enough to know what upset looks like. And maybe I've seen worse too. Seen worse and kept on walking. Because there's nothing else to be done. Because there's other people you care about who still need you. Fair enough, Kalisha. Good point. Let's keep going. Okay, let's explore up to the left here first. I think I'm going to sneak ahead myself. Shh. And we'll see if we can kind of find something ahead here. I don't exactly know what things lie in these caverns, and it makes me a little bit nervous. So a cautious approach is probably the best one.
Here. We should move.
It seems to be empty right now, though. All right, let's have everyone come up here. All right, come on, guys. Let's do this. I think we don't need to sneak anymore. So we have a campsite. Let's have a little bit of a look around. There's a crate here with a dagger on top of it. Ah, it's got some camping supplies in it, as well as a mace and a hammer and chisel. Interesting. Well, we'll take these. The camping supplies will certainly be handy. Let's see what these crates have. A small shield, a torch. I myself could probably do with equipping a melee weapon of some description, so that when we get forced into close range combat, we have a little bit more options available to us. We have a few things available here. We have the Disappointer, the two-handed pistol that we discovered before, which I don't know exactly. Properties is terrible. I guess -8 melee accuracy, -8 ranged accuracy. I just don't know if this thing is going to kill us if we try and use it, or what's going to happen. Okay, maybe Heoden can give it a go, and we'll see what happens. Alright, looks like I could potentially use an axe, and maybe I could use a torch as well. So hold a torch in my offhand, could be handy. We could set some things alight. This seems like a good as place as any to camp. Some of us have taken damage, mostly Kalisha. So the way that health and endurance works in this game, guys, is endurance is in-combat health, essentially. It's your hit points while in combat. It's your short-term amount of punishment you can take before falling unconscious. Now, your health you can see is much higher than endurance, and that's a measure of your long-term health. So Kalisha in the last fight took some damage, but it's nothing she couldn't shrug off. However, during the course of those fights, she also took permanent damage, which can't be healed as easily, and can only really be healed by resting and allowing the body to recover. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. And some of us have also, I think, from memory, became a little bit fatigued during the fights of last time. Certainly was a fatiguing time. I mean, we climbed up some cliffs, there was a beer wick, there was some battles. It was all pretty exhausting. And I've been sick as well, so let's go ahead and camp. Ah, what a serene campfire. That's good, that's what I want to see. No ambushes. I'm getting flashbacks to Baldur's Gate. Alright, let's move forwards up here. I'll keep my bow out for now so that we have some sort of... We can sort of get the jump on people with a ranged attack if we need to. Alright,
They'll never know I'm here.
We'll see. Let's sneak forward and see what's down here. Okay, this looks like it opens up into a larger room and there's an alternative path around this way. Let's have a look in here. Oh, what is this? The eastern reach is a dangerous place full of lurking enemies and carefully concealed secrets. Enable scouting mode to move stealthily and search for hidden objects, like traps and secret doors. Okay.
Look at the tiles. What are those symbols?
I don't trust this, guys. In short, this seems dangerous. Okay. I'm also not one for puzzles. So the good thing is, though, we have an alternate route to explore. Let's try and explore around before we tackle the ruined floors. That sort of thing makes me a little bit concerned. Oh, hold on. What do we have here? We have a Zarip. That looks like a small lizard man. Okay. Let's see if he's friendly. A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobbly elbows and thin ribs show through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Zarip. Or Zorip. It watches you cautiously, breathing in ragged sighs. It's okay, lizard. I won't hurt you. The Zarip recoils, fingers still wrapped tightly around its spear. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. The creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest. It steps back and resumes its defensive posture. I raise my arms and stand still. It sniffs at me once again. Alright. Little lizard man. Alright, lizard man. Let us through, I'll tear you to pieces. The Zarip's eyes narrow as it hisses at you. Oh, I don't think I like that. It lunges, raising its spear. Okay. I didn't like that. Okay, I think I'm gonna switch over to my melee weapons here and we'll all just engage at once. I think we can quickly overwhelm this little thing. He's like sickly and thin as well. Quite weakened. I think... I kind of feel sorry for him. Little Zorip, I feel sorry for you. He was so sick. He was just scared. Well, I mean, our lack of communication meant that we had to kill each other. Such is the tale of history in our world. It looks like, well, actually, it looks like we might have done something good because it looks like he has recently killed another man.
Do you hear that?
No, I think you're tripping, Kalisha. I don't hear anything. Oh, a crossbow. Interesting. We also have a gem, a torch, some more armor, and a tattered journal. Interesting. What is this? What is this gem business? Looks like the gem went into our stash here. The Angwithan relief gem. Right click for details. Brilliant Brew gem has a sculpted to look like an eye. Interesting. So maybe the journal will give us some details. Tattered journal. This small folio is torn in several places and blood has soaked into several of its sheets. One later entry is still legible, however. I can't believe my luck. A few rounds of dice and I've got my hands on a genuine Angwithan artifact. Fellow who had it said it was a pretty nothing as far as he's concerned. He's not willing to go digging in some ruins. But if he's right about this gem leading to a hidden treasure, then that's what's worth sneaking past a few painted elves. I'll head to Silent Liss in the morning. Then it's just a matter of finding out about this relief he was talking about. Interesting, so it sounds like the gem is a key to something, some hidden treasures then. Alright, we'll have to keep that in mind. Let's have a look this way first. Oh, What is this thing? A scolder whelp? He seems like an unfriendly fellow. Okay, let's go ahead and sneak here. See if we can position ourselves.
How can I help?
There's only really a frontwards approach to him. There's not much we can do, I think. So I'm going to... I can switch to my bow. And I can also potentially...
What you need?
It seems like he kind of looks nasty. Maybe blinding him is going to be the way to do this. Let's go ahead and blind him here. And then have the others engage. Alright, this works well. Looks like he's been successfully blinded and dazed. Oh, not a problem. Not a problem. Super effective. Couldn't even attack us once. So, some vases here, and just a hatchet inside. Ah, interesting. What is this?
Take a look at the wall. Think we could get through?
Let's have a look. A crack runs along this wall from floor to ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it, so it seems weakened. Push on the wall, use the hammer and chisel to weaken the wall. Let's push on it. Despite the damage, the stone looks heavy and solid. Send Kalisha, send Hayden. Let's try something else. Let's use that hammer we found earlier. You set to work, the cracks lengthen and widen with your efforts, but the process is more taxing than you'd expected. Sweat beads on your forehead and your muscles begin to ache. We'll continue chiseling. After several long moments, you begin to see light on the other side. With one final tap, several blocks of stone shift and then tumble loose, clearing a gap just wide enough to pass through. Ah, interesting. Now, what was in this other direction first, though? Okay, so this was the ruined floor. It seems like this wall was potentially another way for us to get around. I don't like our chances of crossing that ruined floor, guys. Feels like, I mean, it looks like a trap, right? Traps don't get any more obvious than glowing runes on a floor.
I could scout ahead, see what's around the corner.
Alright, that sounds like a good idea. If you volunteer, I'll send you out. Oh, we have another Scolder Whelp here. Let's see if there's any others first. We should probably... It looks like there's another one up there. Good. You always want to scout out a little bit further if you can, because you don't want to engage something thinking that you're going to outnumber them and all of a sudden be set upon from behind. Okay, so we have another whelp just there. Looks like we have one on either side. Alright, we can potentially do okay with this. Okay, I think we can do something interesting here, guys. This is, I actually accidentally sent Kalisha out with her torch. Not as sneaky as could have been. Okay, I think what I'm going to have is, I'm going to see if I can get Hayden to sneak around the top side here and go for a flanking attack as we have Kalisha move from the front.
How can I help?
This guy is... Oh, this guy's moving... Oh, he's discovered us. Okay. My plans are torn to shreds. Okay. In that case, then, I'm going to have Hayden and Kalisha engage the whelp up here. And I myself am going to blind this one so that he's not a danger to them from behind. Hopefully that should work out okay. Slow things down a little bit. Alright, I should be able to switch to melee myself now and finish this guy off with my torch and axe. He's already injured and he is blind and dazed. And this one is being taken down very quickly by these two. Looks like he's engaged Hayden, so Hayden's not going to be able to get any flanking attacks. In fact, Hayden's taken some damage. I should hopefully be able to finish him off before any problems happen. See how it goes. Looks like the blind is still in effect. Set on fire. Alright, quickly. Come for the back attack here. Nope! I've got it under control. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Alright, that worked out fine. Okay. Alright, is there anything else in the room? Nothing on their bodies? Alright, let's move up this way then. We should probably sneak again. Hayden took a little bit of damage there. Not too bad. He's still pretty healthy overall. Just, he looks like he's the type to easily fall unconscious.
I think we found an exit. Sounds like the storm pass, too.
So this is an exit then. I think if this is the exit, I think we're gonna have to go back and explore the ruined wall, guys. I don't like it, but our curiosity is getting the better of us. I mean, let's try and think of our character just here. I'm curious by nature, and this thing has been nagging at me. I mean, in this situation, I have kind of an overpowering urge to get to safety, but I think, you know, I've been in kind of like, I've never really had a home. I've been kind of all over the place in life in general. So let's think about this. Would I really want to try and brave these runes? I think I'd be okay with it. What do we have here, though? We have a door.
What you need?
Maybe we can open this door rather than going through these ruins. We might not have to cross the ruins. Interesting. Alright. Well, this is promising.
Be quiet.
Ah, what are these?
That roundish symbol. I'm pretty sure I saw it on one of the tiles back there.
Aha. Interesting. Let's see this. A symbol of patterned circle is inscribed in this pillar. An unlit brazier sits at its base. If it could be lit, if you had the means, use the torch to light the brazier. Okay. Flames kindle swiftly in the brazier, winding their way upwards. Ooh, what are we doing here? Are we gonna regret this? Alright, let's kindle each of them then. Where we've already come this far. Curiosity getting the better of us. Where's this wall? Up here, before we light the last. This mural must be ancient, yet the colours are still vivid and bright. A series of portraits of people. I can't make out its significance. Okay, each of the braziers are lit. Let's continue through this doorway and see what we find. What symbol was he referring to? The symbols on each of the braziers have lit up now that I've lit them. Interesting. What is out this way? Oh. A black ooze. Oh, foul beast. Foul beast. Alright. I think we might want to kill this thing from range if I can. Alright, I should be able to. Let's just have our melee fighters sort of position themselves here. Oh, it has ranged attack itself. Alright, we better move in here. I'm not sure if there's any other enemies in the area. Alright, we better... Oh, there's more. There's more. Okay, they're gonna deal with that. Let's deal with this one ourselves. Alright. See if we can avoid the acid here. I'm a bit concerned about that. Alright, we seem to be taking him out without too many problems. Barely burnt Hayden's foot. Slightly, just slightly. Ooze plasma. Could be used in some form of alchemy. The corpse of someone here. A poleaxe. Literally a poleaxe. Two-handed weapon. We'll hold on to it. What else do we have up here? Looks like the ooze from all of these slimes in the area.
Where'd that slime come from?
Oh, looks like it's gaped out of the eye of this statue just here, of this sort of mural on the wall. Viscous and oily, and this muck clings to anything it touches. A viscous slick of something dark and tar-like runs down this wall. The shapes and bulges of ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. We still have that water skin from earlier. You rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief of a man's face. The sunburst surrounding it has chipped away in places, but the details of his head, from the tight curls of his hair to the ridges of his pointed ears, still showcase remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty. A gem fills the other. I think we know what has to be done here. Place the gem in the eye socket. The chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the tile floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives way. Very interesting. Looks like there's another ooze that's oozed its way under the wall there, or over the wall, or through the wall. Who knows? Alright, let's move up and engage it. Shouldn't be a problem. Dodge the ranged attack. Wonder if fire is effective against them. Regular attacks seem to be reasonably effective. Alright, let's grab its ooze muck. Scrape up some of its leavings. I think, is there something in here? There is something in here. It's just a small room. Oh, here we go! Ha! My curiosity sometimes gets me in trouble, but other times it leads me to great treasures. We have some gemstones, look quite precious, but most of all, a minor cloak of protection. Of fortitude +5, of reflex +5, of will +5. Awesome. Awesome. Alright. The minor cloak of protection. Right click for details. Gives us additional fortitude, reflex, and will. Making us much safer in combat. Capes and cloaks can be worn for protection against the elements and from prying irons alike. Many are woven with spells to provide additional defense or enhanced abilities to the wearer. In this case, enhanced defense. Let's go ahead and equip our cloak here. Take a look at our new cloak. Oh, very stylish, very stylish. Very stylish. Swish. Alright, well, that worked out pretty nicely. We now have a traveling cloak. You know, I'm kind of greedy. I took it myself. What can I say? What can I say? Well, you know what, guys, Hiron and Kalisha, if we make it out of this alive, well, I'll the value of the gemstones can be yours. So this is what's happened. This is what's happened. We lit the braziers before, and some have become lit up, while others not so. Now, the ones that are lit up are spread around, whereas the ones that are not lit up lead a path through. So, with that being the case, I would expect that these are the dangerous ones, so let's... You know, as they say in the ancient Northlands, you live only once. Alright, seems good. Alright, there's a wall here. Well, this leads us through this way at least. Alright, we better lead Hayden and Kalisha through as well, one by one. My curiosity is telling me to step on one of the tiles, but that would probably not be wise. What I'm seeing is these kind of almost mechanical looking heads here that kind of look like dragon's mouths. So I can imagine stepping on the glowing runes would probably not be wise. Would probably, these would, you know, alright, I'll leave it to you guys' imagination to imagine what happens there. What have we found? Oh, there's a giant spider. To those with arachnophobia, tune out now. Or those who like to, those with arachnophobia who like to see spiders set on fire, tune in now. Oh, there's actually two. Let's have Kalisha engage this one here.
How can I help?
And we'll have Hayden engage this one here. You want to engage melee attackers in melee so that they become engaged and unable to attack. You know, for myself, for example, I'm a ranged attacker. I want to move back a little bit here if I can. How dangerous are these spiders? Looks like they're going to go down pretty quickly. A little bit of ring around the rosy there. Unfortunately, Kalisha is flanked, but fire will take care of the spiders. Excellent. Alright, not a problem. Okay, hold up a second. Yep. Hayden and Kalisha, I've realized something this day. We are idiots! Well, we had found an alternate escape passage, and yet, you know what? We like to make life difficult and interesting for ourselves. What can I say? Okay, so we have another spider here. Let's try something a little bit different. Let's see. Oh, there's a giant spider. Okay, alright, there's a giant spider. Alright, I'm gonna position myself somewhere a little bit better. Hold on, I've got an idea here. If I position myself over here, this could work really well. Let's have Hayden move around the right-hand side, and we'll have Kalisha. You know, she needs to be in the front lines. Okay. Let's have Hayden move around this side. We can sneak all the way around here. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use my antipathetic field. My field of antipathy on this enemy just here. So let's give this a try. And we'll have Kalisha move up here, and we'll have Hayden go to flank. Now I may have to reposition after this. Alright. Alright, we're gonna have to reposition. Oh, no. Okay. I gotta be very careful with this, guys. I've gotta be very careful. Kalisha, I'm so sorry. I just melted Kalisha. She's not looking too well. Okay, alright. Continue around this side. I have to be very careful with this, guys. It's dangerous. My powers, I don't know my own power. Not fully. Still things I have to explore. This is very effective, though. We have the spider flanked, set on fire, engaged from behind, all of the things. Okay, I'm very sorry, Kalisha. I'm very sorry for that. She's got acid burns all over her now, and it's my fault. Hey, a bloodstone and a rapier. Nice. What's over here? Bats as large as chickens are strung in the web. And we can... What is this exactly? Spear spider leg. Let's crack off one of the legs. We'll fry it up later. It'll be delicious. Alright. Guys, we're about to head outside. It looks like we've finally found our way out. But, I'm sorry to say, that is going to be it for now. No, I'm just kidding. Let's go through. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I did that. I'm not going to leave you with a cliffhanger like that. I'll leave you with a worse cliffhanger, no doubt. Let's move forwards. What is this? Ooh, beautiful though. Beautiful scenery. Older robed man. 4 figures stand silhouetted before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled azure and metallic veins, inscrutable and ominous, like a looming and silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colourless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The face of one of the figures is distantly visible, framed by long tendrils of oily grey hair tinged dark at the ends, and a thick beard that seems to obscure all trace of emotion. His faded robes are embroidered with runic language unlike anything you have ever seen, and his head is crowned with a strange black headdress, with 2 protrusions jutting out, one on either side like the wings of some profane and malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book.
I think we've stumbled upon a cult.
Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
This is some dark magics here. What on earth? By the gods! These men are mad. Sacrificing their lives for what? For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then all at once it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you're knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land, and pain wells in the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the black, unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with azure and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end, a great pillar of azure pierces the floor from below like a ragged spike, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus, much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined, the work of perhaps a prodigious but fervid mind. Fevered, perhaps. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions. Pressing questions, troubling questions, questions that must be answered, or... At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick grey beard and a ceremonial robe, his oily hair tucked beneath a black cowl, and a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You're walking towards him now at a pace that is hurried while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. All turn to ash. Uh-oh. You awaken to find your malaise has broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ring in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tick. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. Hewden and Kalisha lie bloody on the uneven cobbins, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death. You are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where episode 2 draws to its conclusion. I told you guys I was going to leave you with a worse cliffhanger. I'm sorry. Guys, I look forward to continuing this adventure in part 3. I hope so much to see you guys there. If you would like to place your speculations in the comments below, feel free to, though I do avoid spoilers if you've seen further in the game than I have. That is it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.